Hey everyone, this is me, Bach Patu, and I'm not that good at second takes here, but I've recorded videos. But we'll do this anyway. Um, I would like to discuss the issue which is something of pretty serious matter. That issue is swatting. Now, just what is swatting? For those of you who don't know, well, it's really quite simple. Uh, a person, a disgruntled gamer or chat room, most notably a gamer, but it can also be a chat room participant, um, decides to take out their frustration in a destructive way. When I say a destructive way, I mean as in they make up some sort of scenario. They get information on the gamer, where the streamer, gamer, whatever, and they call the authorities. Make up some scenario, and after they made up that scenario, they call the authorities. They get them involved. And these scenarios usually involve mass law enforcement involvement. That is to say, by the way, please forgive me if the audio quality isn't all that great. It is choppy, messed up, whatever. But anyway, but but they make up this scenario, and it usually involves the police sending a SWAT unit to the person's residence, and it's almost always at night. It's not often that it happens during the day, although one time it did. And the more people they can get involved, the better. Yeah, well, one time, not too far from where I live in Inglewood, Colorado, but there was a place not too far from where I live in Littleton, Colorado, that got evacuated. An entire office building got evacuated because some prick, some dumbass bitch, thought it would be great to SWAT a gamer. There was a gaming company inside their business inside there. They thought it would be great. They thought it would be cool to pick on this company and basically SWAT them. Littleton PD, not knowing, I think it was Littleton PD, I'm not sure, but whoever it was, they were not, I guess you can say, educated on what swatting was, and so they brought in, they brought in the whole kit and caboodle, SWAT unit, everything, evacuated the whole building or whatever. And of course, let's not forget, Littleton is also the home of Columbine High School. So they were acting with those protocols in mind. And this prick decided to exploit those protocols by going and targeting this business in Littleton. Oh, nice. My player got an assist. But there have also been other cases where people's homes have been targeted in the middle of the night. Yeah, well, in the middle of the night, one guy had his entire. He lived in a gated community. His neighborhood got cordoned off. Neighbors couldn't, who were out for the evening, they couldn't get back into their homes. You know, a North Carolina guy, came within seconds of a shootout with cops. Had he not realized it was the police, he probably would have shot somebody. I mean, we're that close to a situation where somebody could actually, get shot. Where somebody, could actually wind up killed. Whether it be the gamer, a streamer, gamer, whatever, or an officer, or worse, an innocent person, a totally innocent person, not even involved in any way on either side. That person could get killed. And all because some prick, phoned the cops, and the cops acting on the information they were given by some prick, saying that there was saying that saying that there was this huge threat going on, this huge crime going on. Even a shopping mall became the victim of a swatting incident, where there was supposedly an incident at the food court. The food court? Who the hell plays games in the food court? Unless they're playing their PlayStation Vita. I don't know of anybody who would play in the middle of video games, in the middle of the food court of a shopping mall. I don't know of anybody who would engage in online gaming. But seriously, I mean, that's what these pricks do. And we as gamers and computer, those who are knowledgeable about computers and whatever, we gotta stand up to these people. Not saying any, not refusing to talk about it, not saying anything, blah 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 blah. Just wanting to forget about it. That just doesn't cut it anymore. I can understand why some somebody who's been swatted may want to do that, may want to just move on. I get that. But at some point you just gotta say, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up for what's right. I personally have not been swatted. I don't know of anybody who's been swatted. Thank God for both. I'm going to take measures to see to it that I don't become such a victim. at least, not unwittingly, in the sense that I've said that I will pay the PD, the local PD, a visit, if for nothing more than to introduce myself and say, hey, I stream games online, on the internet, and then while I don't play anybody online, there's probably bound to be somebody who may be disgruntled with their getting banned from my chat room, and they may decide, well, hey, I'll just get even with this guy by calling the cops. So they may want to be aware of that. That could happen, and to not, if that does happen, not respond with a fully armed SWAT unit if they suspect that might be the case, but just simply respond with maybe a patrol officer or whatever to at least investigate, because they have to check this stuff out. But at least send a patrol officer, investigate it. They'll figure out. We've been duped. Because I don't break the law. I don't. I don't break the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and they'll figure that out when they realize that we've been. And they'll figure out they've been duped. And, they'll go on their merry way and let me get back to playing video games. They'll eventually figure that out. So, but by the way, I'm not caring about the video quality of the video as much as I am, this video here. As much as I am the audio. For once, I normally use this channel for putting my best stuff on there, classic games and whatever else not, but I'm making an exception this time. But and I say that I'm taking a proactive approach because I live in a high-rise apartment building full of senior citizens. Moreover, I have my mother, who lives, my almost 70-year-old mother, who lives in the apartment next door to me. The last thing I would want is to have and I'm just going to make up scenarios, because I don't even think I'm making up scenarios, because I'm sure these swatters have come up with them. Okay, I don't think I'm making them up. But the last thing I would want is for some disgruntled moron to get information about my mom through whatever means, calling as me and saying that my mom is threatening to kill everybody in the building unless the police get here and stop her. Now, she's like 70 years old. She can't walk, much less carry, a gun and shoot somebody. The only thing that she might use for a weapon is like a cane taser type thing. I mean, and it doesn't, and that really doesn't say much. That's the worst thing that she could do. And I would hate to see a situation where the Inglewood SWAT unit comes in thinking that there's mass murder. I would hate to see, the situation, not along with that would come, every chopper there you can imagine, the police chopper, the media choppers, seeing all these people evacuate, like the students at Columbine High School did, walking down the street, whatever. And my mom being hauled away in handcuffs. Or worse, in an ambulance on a police hold, because, they roughed her up to the point where she gets injured. That's another thing that can happen. I mean, this isn't, this is serious stuff here, folks. This is serious stuff here, folks. Real people getting impacted. Real police officers being taken off the street. Real police officers who can be handling real life. Who can be handling real life situations, real crimes. Drunk drivers going down the street behind the wheel of a car. Women being raped. Banks being robbed. Things like that. The last thing they need to be doing is dealing with some bogus call. Is here, dealing with some bogus call by some idiot who decided, oh well, I'm just gonna take out a little revenge. Who decided that swatting it is best on a dish, is served best on a dish that's cold. And I mean, it's like what I said in my first take. We gamers need to take a stand against swatters. That's why I started the hashtag on Twitter. Hashtag swatting is not cool. We need to get that trending on Twitter. All one word. SWAT. Swatting is not cool. Because it isn't. It isn't cool. It's a very serious matter. When you get real cops, whether they're just a patrol officer or whether it's a full-blown assault team, a SWAT team, tactical unit, with real guns, shooting real bullets, or capable of shooting real bullets. Any real shootout, in the worst case scenario, where there's real death. Yeah, yeah. Real death, not fake death. Yeah, it's not like when you die of a real bullet, you just pop back up, seconds later, or you move on to another round, or you start the game over. No, when you die for reals, it is game over. For reals, as in your life is come to an end. If you get shot by real bullets and you die, there's no getting back up again. If someone else, oh, my guy got a penalty. If someone else, if a police officer, dies, well, guess what? Well, I lost my train of thought there. But that can also happen. Homeowner defends his property, and he gets in a shootout with police, or worse, he starts shooting before, or worse, they start shooting before they can actually see that it's the police, and they actually hit a police officer, and well, that police officer dies. As what could have happened in North Carolina. There is no penalty, by the way, that makes up for swatting. Now you just saw my player get 2 minutes for, I guess, a roughing penalty or something like that. You don't get a penalty for swatting. It's not like 2 minutes. It's not like you get put in the penalty box for 2 minutes. You get caught swatting, that's at least a couple. That's at least 2 years in the penalty box, in a real penalty box called prison. You don't get featured on NHL Network. You don't get featured on NBC Sports Network. You're not going to, I mean, you get featured on a TV show called Lockup. Nobody online is going to want to follow you on that show. They'll follow the show, but nobody's going to care about you. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, you're trading yourself in for all the. Think of it this way. Think of it this way. All you swatters, all you bitches out there, you're trading in, wonderful, delicious food for the tasty stuff of inmate food from the chow hall, inmate chow hall. Real tasty, huh? Players in the minors in the various sports leagues, they eat what they can get from Joe's Diner. Our troops probably get better food than inmates in a prison do. You want to eat worse? Oops. Our kids at school probably eat better food than inmates in a prison do. And anybody who has a kid knows that kids love to complain about the food. You want to be eating worse food than your kid eats at school? Seriously? If you do, SWAT somebody. That's a real good way to do that. You don't play X. There's no Xbox. There's no PlayStation. You can't play, video games in prison. They don't allow that. If you're lucky, you might have a way to physically work out with actual with actual physical, with actual gym equipment. But that's not the type of sporting equipment you want to be in. That's not the type of games equipment you want to be working with. I'm losing my train of thought here. But getting back to what I was saying about swatting, this whole issue of swatting and all the trading and all the equipment, and and all the various things that can happen. I mean, you're just plain stupid by engaging in swatting. Which is why I say, I'm going to start calling you swatters bitches, crybabies. Because that's all a lot of you are. You're bitches, you're crybabies. Why? Oh, that and sore losers. Why? Because you are. You're sore loser because you can't stand losing. And you're sore loser because you can't stand being the idea that you were banned from a chat room. I know my player is playing out of position and all that other stuff, but anyway. You can't, you were banned from a chat room, so you decide, you're going to be a sore loser about it instead of just saying, okay, I've been banned, I can't talk here anymore, I'm probably not going to watch the stream anymore. I think I'll just move on. What the hell? Instead of doing that, or doing pulling some other innocent prank, calling the cops, bringing them in, making them assume the worst, when in fact the worst has not happened, not even close to happening. I mean, we all know the media loves, breaking news, big shooting incidents, anything that's big. Do you not realize that when you deploy a SWAT unit at somebody's and have a SWAT unit sent over to somebody's house, you're also bringing in the media, who's going to figure this stuff out probably before the cops do? Did you not see that?
You look at the score sheet at the end of this game, and it's a marvel. Score was close. Shots on goal were not.
Well, I know who's buying dinner for the goaltender tonight.
I mean, there have already been media reports about it, about swatting. I posted those on Twitter
Right at a hockey rink for Eddie and Ray. Doc saying
and Facebook and whatever. But I'll wrap up by saying this. Okay. There's a time I would want the cops while I'm gaming. And that is when I'm actually, when there's a crime that's actually happening. By that I mean, if what happens, God forbid, if what happens to Sajay Dean, the gal in Arizona who got robbed while she was streaming, happens to me. Where there's some robber who comes busting in the door, somebody who's not the police comes busting in the door. I would want that. I want the cops to come. I want the cops to come. Come to my aid. Come to, come to my home. Pay me a visit. Then I would expect the cops to come with their assault team, their tactical team or whatever, because they don't know what they're walking in on, other than a robbery. But if there's no crime here, and you can, especially if you can tell that there's no crime here, don't send the cops. Don't make up one, and just for the hell of it, and have the cops come over and 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 only to find that there's nothing going on except for the fact that they got duped into believing something that isn't true by some fucking shithead moron who thought, oh, it would be cool to call the cops and report a crime, report this gamer committing a crime, committing mass murder or whatever. Because swatting, because I said it before, and I'll say it again, I'll probably say it a million more times on social media. Hashtag swatting is not cool. Now, So anyway, that's it. That's my take. That's my commentary. Apologies for the audio being all scrambled, sounding all gobbledygoodish or whatever. It's probably not the best in the world or whatever. It's like the video quality may not be that great, but my focus this time was not on the video as much as it was the audio. Hopefully that turns out reasonably intelligible. Sorry if it isn't. But anyway, if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're on, be sure to follow me on Twitch and also on YouTube, also on the Facebook and on Twitter. I'll put all the links down below in the description page there, so you can find me in all these various wonderful places. With that, guys, I'm going to say sayonara, and we will catch you